Hello, this is Oisin from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Budget Brigade, and you're watching my budget photon deck versus another player, unknown player, on Dueling Network. So I get the rock, paper, scissors and go first, which is obviously a massive bonus. And I draw a pretty good hand. I get a lot of back row and Barbarous, who's obviously a massive beat stick. I run skill drain in this deck, so it's a pretty standard anti-meta skill drain version. Not a lot of expensive cards. Probably the most expensive thing is triple Forbidden Lance, which runs for about £12 for all three. So I set 4 back row and end turn, and I've got responses to just about everything my opponent does down. So I've got Skill Drain, Bottomless Trap Pole, I've got Forbidden Lance, and I've got Solemn Judgment. And my opponent's obviously taking some time to think about what his move is, and that's great. So he opens with a Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, which is a pretty standard Prophecy move, so obviously I know what he's playing now. And I decide to respond with Skill Drain, hoping to negate his search, and he responds with Wisdom. Now, I have a little think, but the best thing to do with Prophecy now is to prevent them from searching at all. So I respond with my Solemn Judgment. I get the life points a little bit wrong, not a problem, I make it right in a minute. And that completely stops him from searching with his Prophecy, so with his Magician. So he's got a 500 attack position monster, and my Barbarous is now at 3000, so it's a very, very powerful beater. And obviously, I've still got 2 back row, so he's stuck with cards in hand, and I don't know what he has. It seems like he might have a bad hand due to his comments, so I'm pretty confident at this point, and I'm hoping that he'll just end turn and let me go with it. And I believe that that's what he does. So yes, I start my next turn. I draw Monster Reborn, pretty useless card at the moment, so I beat over him for 2500 damage, which is obviously a very, very powerful amount at this point in time. He takes the damage, his Magician is destroyed, and I'm going to set my Torrential Tribute. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have Heavy Storm because he would have activated it after my Solemn Judgment failed, or even before if he'd had it. So I'm pretty confident he doesn't have it, and I'm hedging on the fact that he won't draw it out of his next, 30 plus cards. So he draws another card, and he plays his Tower, his Spellbook Tower. I don't really mind that. It's not hurting me any. Now, at the moment, I have a little think about whether to play Dark Hole and to lance my Barbarous to take some more damage off him. But the only thing that can really hurt me is if that's a Magician that gets flipped. And if it does, I've still got Skill Drain on the field, so it won't do anything. So I attack into him, and it's a Max C, which is entirely not a problem for this deck. I mostly rely on the normal summon, only a couple of things that special summon, which is Photons Thrasher and anything from my extra deck. So, you know, not a problem for me at all. So he uses his tower, he returns wisdom, and he draws 1 card, and I'm still not really fussed about that. To be honest, he seems pretty stumped for things to do. Unless he draws a High Priestess, he doesn't really have an out to me. And even High Priestess can't really do anything with my back row. So I draw Photon Saber Tiger, which is an absolutely brilliant beat stick when you've got Skill Drain on the field, because though it loses its effect to search, it is a 2000 attack 3-star monster, so I can punch over anything he has, and he has a face down maxi, and I hit him for 3000 damage. He gets the life points wrong, but I correct him in a second, so it's fine. And it leaves him within, easy defeat life points. And he doesn't have a lot of outs. He can't really play anything over my skill drain. So I draw another beat stick, I normal summon him, and I go for game, or at least for the first game, and I get it by beating over him with Photon, Saber Tiger, and attacking directly. So now I'm siding for the second game, and siding for Prophecy is quite difficult. I wish I had Crazy Box right now. It's coming out soon, and when it does, I'm going to be siding in 3 Eradicator Epidemic Virus, or at least 2. But before then, what I side in is Prohibition, I side in 2 Thunder King Ryo, and I side in Spell Counselor, which is an amazing card. And I'm really lucky to have an Ultra Rare Spell Counselor from a long time ago that I've found in my anonymous pile of ultra rare and super rare cards that I have in a tin. So I've pulled that out again now that Prophecy are a big deck, and I'm obviously siding Spell Counselor, and it has come in useful against other Prophecy decks I've faced on DM. I haven't been to locals in a few weeks, so I'm not sure how it would do there, but I draw another really good hand. To be fair to my opponent, like, no matter what he does, I've really got a very good chance of winning based upon that opening hand alone. because I can counter just about anything he plays here. He's obviously got the initiative to go first, so I wait for him. But really in my mind I'm thinking I can go Ryo and I'm going to Prohibition. At this moment I was thinking probably Spellbook of Fate or Spellbook of Wisdom, which are my usually go-to Prohibitions. But he uses his Wisdom now on his Justice of Prophecy so that he can get our effect. And the minute he searches, I know exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to Prohibition his High Priestess, which is a problem. And I'm going to normal summon Ryo so he can't use his Spellbook of Secrets. And that automatically shuts out 2 cards from his hand, essentially making him play with 4 cards. I draw my Spellcancel and I think for a minute about getting my Photon Thrasher, which I do, in order to special summon Spellcanceller. But as you must know, High Priestess of Prophecy is an effect to special summon. It is an inherent special summon, so I couldn't stop it with Solemn Judgment. So the best play to make is to normal summon my Ryo and activate my Prohibition, because if I had my Prohibition and my Spell Cancel, Prohibition would obviously be negated. So I prevent him from playing High Priestess of Prophecy. I've got Ryo so he can't play Spellbook of Secrets, and I punch him for 1900. I set my Solemn Judgment as well, just for a little bit of extra protection in case he has a Fate or something that he can play on me, anything, even Dark Hole, something like that. So he obviously he uses his Spellbook of Judgment. I'm fine with that. I don't mind that because I know I can block any spellbook that he tries to throw at me. I think there'll be a problem. So he tries to Mystical Space Typhoon my Prohibition, and I'm going to again take the life point damage. And what you see me here doing, as I've done both times, is using Judgment, even in a situation where it might not be perfect, in order to prevent him searching. And that's really how you destroy any possibility of spellbooks doing well. If you stop them getting their search off, they essentially lose all power. Their deck falters under it. So I've prevented him destroying my Prohibition, and as such, he can't search and he can't special summon his High Priestess. So I've got a Barbarous on field and I've punched him for a lot of damage for 3800, and I've left him with probably a lot of spell cards in hand and a High Priestess and not really anything he can do. So I'm pretty sure he gives up there and I win the duel. And what you see here is a powerful anti-meta deck, no really expensive cards. I think the most expensive card would probably be Forbidden Lance. Photon Thrashers go for a lot, but you can grab them for cheap if you need to. Thanks for watching. With the Yu-Gi-Oh! Budget Brigade, and remember, if it's worth money, it ain't worth time.